Again, these are the same instructions. Hopefully we don't get too scared. Let's try... Well, we can't factor, that's for sure. There's way too many terms. So we just guess and use synthetic division. So you could write down the P's and Q's. I think that's not super important. I'm just going to do that in my head. So like the first, it's like plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 4, plus or minus 6, plus or minus 9, and so forth. And then divided by plus or minus 1. So really, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just do it in my head. First thing I'm going to do, though, is test out, and I'm going to do it in red, test out x plus 1. That way I can start with negative 1 there. I kind of always want to start with negative 1. It's just my preference. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, I need a placeholder. Do you see that? 5, 4, 3, 2, x to the 1 I'm missing. And then no x. So I really have 1, 3, 9, 23, 0, and negative 36. So many people are going to forget that, but you just got to be careful. Check every time. 1, negative 1, 2, negative 2, 9, 8, 7, positive 7, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, negative 16, negative 16, positive. That's not going to work. Okay, test, let's see, x minus 1, which will give me a positive 1 there. So this one I never have to try again because I already knew it didn't work. And then what do we have? Same thing. 1, 3, 9, 23, 0, negative 36.
And then we're going to have a 1, and well, that's 1 is 4. 4 is, well, 9 is 13. 13, 20, that's 36. 36. Hey, this one's gonna work.
Pardon the voice. And then this is the constant, the x squared, x to the third, x to the fourth terms. Sweet. And so I have x minus 1 times x to the fourth plus 4x to the third plus 13x squared plus 36x plus 36, and that's going to be equal to 0. Remember, I am changing that to 0. I keep forgetting to mention that, but I am. And then I try again. Can I factor? No, it's too many terms, so I will try again. And the first thing I'm going to do is start with this, because it could repeat. I'm not going to start with that. So, x minus 1, that's what I'm testing. And I have a positive 1. And then my coefficient, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, I don't need any placeholders this time. I'm just writing down the coefficients. That's 36. All these coefficients there. All right. You know what? I already know this is not going to work. How do I know this? Because there are no negatives here. I'm just going to be adding and adding and adding and adding. This is already not going to work. I mean, you could try it. You'd see. Your number just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. We can try it. Maybe it will work. I doubt it. Actually, no, it cannot work. We're only going to get positives. So at the very end, there's no way to cancel out this 36. So it definitely will not work. All right. Well, let's try 2. Right? That's the next one. That's the next factor of 36 is 2. So let's test. Test. Let's say x minus 2. And then that way I'm testing positive 2. And I'm using the same coefficients. Oh, this is tedious. Yeah, but it's easy. So then 1. Again, same thing. Same exact thing. I'm never going to cancel anything out because I have no negatives. So really, I want to test positive x plus 2. That way I can have that negative there. So 1, negative 2. Now we're talking. Negative 4, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Negative 18. What is that? Equals 18. Look at that. Look at that beautiful thing there. Sweet. So then I have my constant, my x term, my x squared, my x cubed. Ooh, look at this. So then what happens? What happens? Well, I have this. Remember? So really what I have is the x minus 1 from over here. And then this got reduced down to x plus 2, because that's what I was testing, and it worked. And then I'll write down this, x to the third plus 2x squared plus 9x plus 18 equals 0. And then I'll try and factor this. Can I factor this? Maybe. Let's see. X squared on the outside, x plus 2 divided by 9. I think so. Isn't this beautiful? Larry, take a look at this one. Isn't it beautiful? Larry's gone. X plus 2 equals, yep, this works. X squared plus 9 and x plus 2, right? And then we have x plus 2 and x minus 1. So we tried to factor, and it worked out this time. Here's the thing. We cannot factor this anymore, but we can still set it equal to 0 and solve. We're not going to get real answers, but we're going to get imaginary ones. So let's try it. Let's see what happens. I mean, already I can say that, I'll do it in green. Here, x is going to equal 1. Easy peasy. And then here, x is going to equal negative 2. All of multiplicity 1. Here, though, that's what I'm nervous about. If I had x squared plus 9, I'm setting it equal to 0 because that's what I did with all the pieces. I would subtract 9 from both sides. X squared equals negative 9. If I square rooted, I would have to do the plus or minus, but it's negative. Well, the negative comes out as an I. We already saw that. And the square root of 9 is 3. So this is plus or minus 3i. So x equals plus or minus 3i. So I would say x equals 3i and x equals negative 3i. And lastly, x equals negative 2. The fundamental theorem of algebra actually says that we should have ended up, it's a degree 5 polynomial. We have 5 answers. Look at that beautiful thing. Lots of patience.